So while I've been using IXL for, I guess this is my third year using IXL, it allows me to integrate technology and all the math lessons that we have into one exercise. It gives me a better avenue to allow them to practice math in the boring worksheets that we normally have, or whatever I'm doing in class that day. So it's more of it's an exciting way for them to practice the math skills that I've taught them in class at home.
I would say that IXL is really fun, but it is also really academic because it helps you with learning, but at the same time you have fun.
IXL is built on 4 key components: a comprehensive K-12 curriculum, a real-time diagnostic, personalized guidance, and actionable analytics. They work together seamlessly to give you everything you need to differentiate instruction and help your students grow. IXL has spent 10 years creating a comprehensive curriculum with more than 8,000 skills covering math, English language arts, science, social studies, and Spanish.
So there are a few ways in IXL to organize those skills. One is you can click on grade level and it will organize all of those thousands of skills in terms of whatever grade level that you're looking at. A second way to be able to organize the skills is by topic. You click on topic, it would bring up the multiple topics within math or ELA, and you can pick that topic, and it actually might help you a little bit more differentiate across the grades, because you'll see that topic from pre-K the whole way up to whatever grade you're looking for. So that's 2 ways that you can organize. And what's cool is any of these skills can be assigned to your entire class with a click of a button, or you can assign it to individual students pretty easily.
One of the things I would say that I liked immediately, I remember this back when I was a second grade teacher, was just that ability to assign specific standards based on those skills. And I like doing that across grade levels too, because that gives you a little bit of leeway to differentiate between your current students. So for me as a third grade teacher, I have students working at a first or second grade level in reading. So there's strands there in IXL that I can use to sort of differentiate those things.
With programs that you kind of know it gives you harder questions. And if you don't get it right, it goes back to an easier question so that you start understanding what the concept of math or whatever subject you're doing or working in IXL.
The thing I love about IXL is that it's tough to get 100, but it's not too tough. And so I've really seen a lot of students grow in their ability to believe in themselves.
Another thing that I like about it is that if you get a question wrong, it has an explanation of how you got it wrong and how you could improve on it.
I use IXL when my teacher's done teaching a subject and I don't get something. When I go home, I get to practice in IXL the subject I didn't understand.
And I think this is the biggest one, is just that feedback that it gives students. They're getting continual feedback every time they're answering questions. So that's hard to find on a worksheet paper or in a seesaw activity in the moment. So I think having that feedback through the computer is perfect.
Along with being able to assign specific skills to your students, IXL also offers an ongoing diagnostic tool that your students can do throughout the entire year. We're finding it's a very powerful tool to continually use to assess grade level proficiency in those key strands of math and ELA.
Built right into IXL, it is designed to engage and empower students. IXL's unique approach helps students learn more about themselves and the actions they can take to improve, inspiring them to take an active role in their own education. Let's take a look at how students experience the RealTime Diagnostic. Once inside the diagnostic arena, students answer questions in order to learn more about their abilities. The RealTime Diagnostic adapts to students as they answer questions and hones in on their specific level of understanding. Students get immediate feedback and are notified as the diagnostic narrows down and pinpoints their levels. This helps students make a meaningful connection between the diagnostic and what it means for their learning. Periodically, students get to choose the next question they want to answer, encouraging them to stay engaged and become an active part of the process.
Students can enter the diagnostic at any time to answer questions and can stop at any point to see their stats. On the student stats page, students see a snapshot analysis of their understanding of key math and English language arts strands, as well as skill recommendations based on their interaction with the diagnostic. These recommendations are skills that the student has shown they are ready to learn next, and they are at the perfect level to help the student grow. By answering just a few questions a week in the RealTime Diagnostic, students gain insight into their progress, push themselves to improve, and feel rewarded with every success. Even better, the RealTime Diagnostic generates a personalized action plan for each student. These targeted skill recommendations offer clear next steps to help learners close their knowledge gaps and grow.
This is the first year I've actually used the diagnostic to actually inform instruction and to group students. But when I looked at the data I was getting from that, I immediately was thinking, all right, like how can I use this daily in the classroom? And just seeing everyone's grouped in varying difficulty levels based in that group. So I think the diagnostic's huge there, just being able to group students for instruction purposes.
There are several options of analytics within IXL under the Analytics tab. You can pinpoint the diagnostic by clicking on that, and you can see all the strands of math and ELA and where your students are grouped in terms of where their trouble spots are. You can actually go over to the trouble spots tab, and it would tell you more detail about the diagnostic, but more so where the students are having challenging times with their individual lessons you've assigned to them. There's also the part where you can filter by student, you can filter by skill.
I like the analytics feature where I can see how students are doing or the problems they're at, like certain bottlenecks. I really like that feature, so I can see that like X number of students are having problems with this standard or this type of problem.
The most valuable part is all of the analytics that we can use in gathering information from individual groups. This is going to inform your small groups. This is going to inform which students need more time with the teacher. This will also inform which students need just more independent practice.
So I think as a teacher, it helps us see how the skills line up and how they build onto each other, and differentiation. As a teacher who's in charge of 28 students with various language needs, various home life conditions going on, various things going on, differentiation is nigh on impossible most days. However, when you have some baseline idea where your students are at and can group them and sort of grow from there, I think it's really helpful.
There's also the cool feature that seems to be the fan favorite way over to the right called Live Classroom.
So that's probably like my favorite part actually about IXL.
Live Classroom features a live activity tile for each student that shows you what they're practicing and how they're performing at that moment. This report helps you manage your classroom by identifying what students are working on and if any of them are having trouble or are off task.
So if students are doing like their centers or independent work at their desk or wherever on IXL, I always have my computer kind of by my side so I can kind of look at that and see how students are doing. But that's a really nice piece because then you can, I can call a student back to me and we can kind of work through some problems, and then I can send them back on their way and, see if they, internalize those skills or that, mini lesson that I might do with a group of students.
You can click on the questions answered in a student's tile if you want a closer look at their recent questions. Or hover over the blue indicator to see the one they're working on now.
I find that RealTime Analytics is helpful because I can address misunderstandings in the moment. I don't have to wait for tomorrow. I don't have to wait for the end of the lesson. And kids are then therefore less frustrated.
Who are behind on grade level and have consistently been behind, they don't have confidence in math. And so even just like giving them a medal, a certificate of achievement for like some skill makes them feel great and makes them feel like they're making progress. And it also shows them that, right? It quantifies it for them and it encourages them.
I feel like IXL, when I think about other assessment tools or I think of other ones we've used in the past, it's simple, it's basic, it's easy to use. They're not trying to do cute little videos or something that kind of distract from the actual learning. So I like that. There's no frills. I actually had a parent during a conference today comment on how much she liked it because it's simple. And I think that says a lot. I think that's a good thing for IXL.
Something difficult at the beginning was division, but even IXL helped me because once I was practicing, I noticed that multiplication and division are just the inverse.
I like how IXL lets me practice on fractions. So like at first I didn't get fractions, and then I used IXL, and then now I like know it, even though I didn't know. It's like I taught myself or learned it from somewhere I didn't know about. So now I know fractions.